giving them their 13-point lead. And then in the second half, we found a combination that worked very well for us. We cut the lead down to 6. I'm not sure how much time was left. Does anybody know? Anyway, we got it cut down to 6, and then we made 2 real critical errors, and it went immediately back to 10. And for the most part, that ended our chances of winning the game. But you got to give a lot of credit to Tennessee. Rick Barnes does an amazing job. His players played great. Zakai Ziegler is an amazing player. And Chaz Lanier, we actually played against him last year. And he was great last year, but he's, with this group around him, he's really special. So I thought it was an entertaining game. So I'm not sure why everybody left. You know, we're about 100 people here before when Rick Barnes was talking about it.
Questions?
Is that last 7 minutes of the first half more of what y'all weren't doing, or what?
Oh, we were awful. It was like we never practiced it before. We like just met each other at the last time out, because it didn't look like our team. And everybody was shooting off the bounce. There's no passing, no assists, bad shot selection, and when you do that, it's really demoralizing, because it's hard to play good defense when everybody's mad that we took such a bad shot.
You mentioned your run in the second half. There was a couple of turnovers, like a throwaway near the bench, and then the lead started to swell again. Was your team pressing a little bit once they
Well,
felt
what?
really? Did you think your team was pressing a little bit when they were starting to cut the lead?
I don't know if you know, we had 3 freshmen at the time on the court, and so I think they got a little excited and tried to hurry and cut the lead even more. And again, in basketball, it's all about control. You got to control yourself. You got to control the guy that you guard, and you got to be in control with what your other teammates are doing. Right? So in those particular cases, when you get in a rush, like you saw, everybody in Madison Square Garden sort of said, "Oh, what is he rushing for?" But that's what happens. You raised your hand, but you don't want to talk anymore?
You mentioned that prior time playing Chaz Lanier, just how different of a player is he right now compared to when he was some last year?
He was really good last year, but confidence has a way of growing, right? So you're young, you're in high school, you're playing well, you're being highly recruited, your confidence grows. Everybody's telling you you're really good. You get to college, and then all of a sudden you're not playing quite as well, you're not scoring quite as much. All of a sudden you start to question how good you are. The guys like Chaz keep working, get better, get stronger, get smarter. And last year he was the #1 most efficient player in the country. Now he goes to a team that he's surrounded by other terrific players, especially a guy like Zakai Ziegler, who can find him every time he's open, so he gets the shots that he wants. And he can either shoot it or pass it up. And tonight he went 8 for 15, but he might have gone 10 for 15 on another night. But he's going to be special.
Coach, I look back on my tweets, and it was with 5:39 left. You had Divine at the foul line. He hit both his foul shots, got to the 63-57. That's the 6 points that you were talking about.
And how much time was left in the game?
5 minutes, 39 seconds were left. My question is, I was really impressed with Divine, and the guy in front of me told me he's Akeem Olajuwon's godson, which blew me away. His play and also kids' play. I thought that's what got you back in this game. What do you think did something turn around for them, or did what happened right then when you had it at 5:39 to 6?
Well, I said we got a little too anxious. We had 3 freshmen in the game, and we rushed. But to go back last May, to tell you how crazy recruiting is, we'd already basically completed our high school recruiting when Akeem Olajuwon called me. Akeem is friends with my son Jay, and he told my son Jay, ask your dad if he needs a point guard, because I got a kid who plays with my sons in high school. They were 32-1, and I think this kid is going to be a really good guard. My son told me, I spoke to Hakeem, and I told him, we're really not looking for another guard. But after he convinced me that you can take him and redshirt him, I said, okay, well, redshirt him. Then you have a player sitting out who actually is in your program, because now you don't even know if you're going to have guys back. But okay, we're going to get this guy back. We have a year to work with him. And instead, during the summer, after about 3 weeks of watching him in practice, I said, "Ooh, we're not redshirting this kid." But he still has a lot to learn. Today he played very, very well, and he's had games like this already. But we're trying to bring him along. He's kind of understudying Nigel Pack. At the end, and I should have gotten Nigel back in earlier so they could have played together more. And moving forward, that's in the back of my mind.
Two more right here and right here.
Coach, you talked about having freshmen. They pushed the tempo on you guys a few times, and it was a lapse in defense giving up the weak side 3-point. Is it because depth was being so young, or tired, or just being in this building?
Oh no, I don't think it had anything to do with the building, as far as I can tell. But if you go back to when we started practice, and every time we had a scrimmage, the final score of the scrimmage was like 96-92. We were just scoring our brains out against each other. And the coaches kept saying to the players, this is not real. We have to improve our defense and our rebounding. We're not going to be scoring 90 points a game against the kind of competition we play. All right? But as players, until you really show them, so we open up the season, first game we scored 113, the next game we scored 96, and now the players are saying, Coach, I told you, we can really score. Well, then we go to a tournament, we're playing against higher level competition, now we're having a heck of a time trying to score, and we're not defending very well. So in the last, I'll say, we played Arkansas on
Tuesday.
December 1st,
Yeah.
and it's now December 10th. In the last 12 days, 2 weeks, the attention to detail in practice by the players, not the coaches have been doing the same thing. The players have all of a sudden realized that's what we have to do to improve as a team, and they have a chance to win. And we did a better job tonight. They still, if you look at the stats, they shot 40% from three and 48% overall, 83% from the foul line. So we still got a long ways to go. And we didn't get out rebounded, but we kept them up. They're a great offensive rebounding team. They only had 5 offensive rebounds. So our rebounding is getting better, our defense is getting better, and eventually, and this is what I told the team afterwards, eventually the winning will follow. You have to follow the process. You're not good at something, get better at it.
Last question.
Coach, Isaiah Johnson-Arrigu, he hasn't played in a while, but he played tonight. What was the decision to play him, and what do you think of his performance?
Isaiah is one of those laid-back kids, very quiet, very unassuming, and so he's a little bit behind some of the other guys in July, in August, September, October. And now, in the last few weeks of practice, he has started to pick it up. He's been more aggressive, he's defending better, rebounding better. So in the second half, we needed to give Brandon Johnson a little bit of a rest. I never intended to just let Isaiah stay in the whole time, but he went in and he helped us. So if he can continue to improve, he'll earn playing time, and that's what I told the team afterwards. We haven't determined, a set rotation yet, because there's too many inconsistencies on the players' part. If you're inconsistent on defense, if you're inconsistent on rebounding, if you're inconsistent on offense, you're not going to earn consistent playing time.